So we're going to talk about the new Scout that's going to be released. What they're planning on is 2027. So the Scout was at the LA Auto Show this year. They were kind of showing it off, but they didn't really get too deep into what the drivetrain is. Two types of drivetrain is, it's definitely going to be an all-electric model. There are not as many people going for that because you know how the truck industry is. If you have an all-electric truck, you're not getting a lot of range. So they're not getting a lot of requests for that. What they're getting a lot of requests for is there's a hybrid structure that's going to have a gas engine and a generator and then electric motors. And this is the one that people are really going for because it's supposed to have 500 miles of range and it's the best of both worlds. So you'll get an electric truck that you can, charge at home, and you don't get, you probably get 100 miles or so. They're not releasing the data yet, but 100 or so miles from just pure electric. So this, handles your commutes to work and everything. You can stay completely electric, no gas at all. And then when you go on your long trips, you get the hybrid where your gas engine will recharge your electric battery. Now, the thing that they are not really talking about, and I think it's, we'll find out later, I think it's because they're trying to figure it out still, but we'll see, is where are they going to put this gas engine at? And they really want to keep that front trunk, that frunk area. So they really don't want to put that engine in the front. So the goal here is, since it's a smaller battery, they probably won't need any of this spot right here. So they'll have the battery here for the hybrid version. And they could possibly put the engine here. Now you're thinking, how in the world are you going to fit an engine right there? And this company is partially owned and partnered up with Volkswagen. So Volkswagen has great access to tried and true boxer engines. So it won't be a turbo boxer, like a Porsche or something like that. They'll probably go with basically it's a horizontal 4-cylinder engine. You won't need turbo because you're not trying to get certain ranges. You're trying to get torque is what you're going. And you're probably going to go for 2 different RPM ranges, maybe a 2,000 RPM range to do minor recharging, and maybe a 2,500 RPM range or something like that to get a lot of recharge out of the power. I don't know what the ranges are going to be, what RPMs, they got to tune that. But the really cool thing about this is because they're going to know what RPM ranges these tunings are going to be at, like let's say 1,800 RPM is going to be running for low recharge rates. Well, when it's running at 1,800 RPM, they know the resonance of the sound waves from this engine, and because of that, they can put countering sound plates above it so that these sound waves will counter against the plate above it, and you won't get that noise inside the cabin because they know what the frequencies are from that engine. And because they're going to only have 2 zones, they're going to have maybe 1,800 RPM and maybe, let's say 2,800 RPM. They know those 2 RPM zones. They know the resonant frequencies, and they'll be able to counter, with a noise plate, dampening plate above to counter the noise. So you shouldn't get any noise inside the cabin from this because your zones for it. And it's the same thing for the exhaust. They know the the tuning outside the exhaust because they're going to be aiming for 2 RPM ranges, 1,800 and 2,800. I don't know what the ranges are, but because of this, they know the resonant frequencies in the exhaust, so they can actually tune the exhaust muffler to that sound and get rid of almost all the noise going out of the truck. So even though it's going to be a hybrid gas, battery generator style vehicle, because the frequencies, you can make it not have any noise or almost no noise. It's kind of like sound deadening earmuffs. Because it's sound deadening, you're countering the noise that's coming out of it. So I think that's really cool. And I think that this hybrid version is going to be a hot seller. 2027 is when it's going to come out. We'll get more data on it. I really think the boxer engine is going to go in it. It just depends on where they're going to put it. Are they going to put it up here? Are they going to move the spare tire up here and put the engine back here? it just depends on how much space they have. I think the engine's going to go up here. That's my personal opinion, but we'll see when it comes out. So that's it for this episode. And again, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe to my East Coast Off-Roading channel, because you all make it happen.